It's time for our favorite visual novel about dead bodies, murder, and some crazy friends, honestly. The drama. By the time I get home, I'm completely drained. I barely have the energy to open the front door. Today was an ordeal. It dragged on forever and ever, and yet it still felt like I didn't have enough time to get everything done. After changing out of my vomit-stained clothes, I make myself a cup of tea. I'm hoping a few sips will help me relax and unwind. I sit down on the couch, cup in hand. When it's cool enough to drink, I take a sip and feel a little bit of today's pressure lift from my shoulders. My laptop is sitting next to me. I know I shouldn't bite off more than I can chew today. If I check for new requests, I'll probably regret it. I unfold the laptop and navigate to Corpse Girl's website. One new request. These are really beginning to pile up. I can't restrain myself from opening the request. Request details. Today, 3:03 p.m. local time. Downloading image attachment. The request came in while I was busy with Kojiro and Tomoe, probably around the time we were at the morgue. The image of the victim downloads. I stare intently at the picture of my older sister. I called it! She screwed over our prologue character, which happened to be Emi Katsunu, which was Noriko's most recent victim. If you haven't watched episode 1 to see how that all went down, it's in the description below. Go ahead and check it out to see how all of this started. I stare intently at the picture of my older sister, Yuriko Kurosawa. Our character's name is Noriko. This is Yuriko. 28 years old, senior high school dropout, currently on parole after a short second stint in prison. Yuriko. What are the odds of you appearing here on my screen in my life at this moment? I haven't spoken to you for so long. I haven't seen you. I haven't even received contact from you, only to ignore it. Why are you here now? Why does somebody want you dead? I suppose it's not that hard to think why someone would request your death. I'm sure you have a lot of enemies thanks to the crew you run with. But for someone to actually use Corpse Girl's website to request your death, it's coincidental. Too coincidental, just like everything that's been happening lately. Yuriko, I hate you so much. You abandoned me when I needed you. You abandoned Mother, even though she abandoned us first. Oh, so we're getting some family background finally. I hate you. Corpse Girl never refuses a request. It's one of her convictions. I'll never refuse a request. I close the laptop's lid and rub my eyes. I'm tired. June 13th, Saturday morning.
She's dead.
Oh, did Kojiro get news on Emi?
Splattered in the flower bed. Probably matches the photo you sent. Wish I'd seen that.
Thanks, Kojiro. And thank Tomoe for me.
No prob.
Where are you anyway?
Parking lot across the road. Perfect view of her apartment. People are coming outside. Must have heard the splat. Mad. We'd better gun it. See ya.
Okay, bye.
I hang up the phone and a smile fights its way across my tired face. Emi Katsunu is dead. She killed herself thanks to the trauma of discovering her own corpse at her doorstep, even though I forgot to send the corpse photo last night. I nearly fucked up our entire plan due to how exhausted I was. By some stroke of luck, I managed to wake up early this morning. Thankfully, my first thought upon waking was to send the photo. Emi would have received the picture only an hour before the time marked on it. It was a close call, a very close call, but I can't help but wonder if it worked in our favor. Kojiro and Tomoe rushed over to her apartment to deliver the corpse, forcing Emi into a confrontation with the photo, an imminent time of death, and then the delivery of her own corpse, all in the space of an hour, worked to our advantage. It worked so well that I'm starting to consider making this our regular mode of operation. I glance at the burner phone atop the coffee table. Since Emi is already dead, there's no point in me waiting 24 hours to discard it. I'll get rid of it right away. After that, I'll have to figure out what to do about the other remaining requests. I still have 2 photos of victims that I crafted on the same day I made Emi's photo. With all the urgency of plotting Emi's demise, I didn't have a chance to send them. I'll have to edit them a little because the timestamps on them are now out of date, but that's okay. It's a quick fix. And then there's the request for Yuriko Kurosawa. I'll need to deal with that too, eventually. Oh, do you think Noriko is actually going to go through with that request of her sister? Let me know down below. June 14th, Sunday morning. A quiet morning at the library is just what I need to escape from the chaotic whirlwind that I've been trapped in for the last few days, or weeks. The place is silent as usual. There aren't many people around. I managed to find a seat in my favorite reading nook, and I leave my belongings in a chair to save my spot while I browse for a book to read. I can't bring myself to continue reading Strange Flower right now. Reading a book about corpses while trying to take a moment away from my own life is just not going to work for me. I scan the bookshelves and look for something light to read. Am I in the mood for a comedy? Probably not. A fantasy adventure? Maybe. Though that's never really been my thing. Biographies are out of the question, so are history books. I can pretty much dismiss any nonfiction straight away. I'm just not in the mood. So what should I read? I thumbed through a couple of trashy romance light novels. The covers look appealing, with attractive characters smiling and holding each other and falling in love. But the content within each one is utter crap. A housewife looks for love after her husband vanishes. A vampire lord seeks his vampire queen. A college student falls in love with his professor, only to find she's his long-lost sister. It's all drivel. I could write better stories than these, but maybe everyone thinks that way. Defeated, I put all the books back on the shelf and return to the chair I saved. I take a seat and simply browse through my noise feed on my phone. A few photos from acquaintances, comments on the weather, a short essay on human rights, even a poem written in poor, broken English. Trash. All of it. I used to love this inside look at other people's lives. I lived for it. I thrived on it. I used to be aroused at the smallest glimpse inside someone else's life. I couldn't go more than a few hours without browsing noise. But now, something is different. Something inside me has changed. I want to say that I've recently become cynical, jaded, but that wouldn't be accurate. I've been this way as long as I can remember. The appeal of voyeurism just isn't there anymore. My growing ability to manipulate the lives and deaths of other people has ruined any pleasure I once gleaned from simply spying on them. I need more people to die. Oh, Noriko, honey. Honey! Maybe then I'll find satisfaction. Ecstasy. Release. I lean back in the chair and fold my arms across my chest. My foot taps against the carpeted floor impatiently. I won't find comfort in this library. I won't find relaxation. I'll only find whatever elusive feeling I'm looking for once Corpse Girl's work is complete. I can't rest yet, not now that things are beginning to escalate. I could be orchestrating the deaths of 3 people right now, the 2 women that had their deaths requested at the same time as Emmy, and my very own sister, Yuriko. People are counting on me. People are counting on Corpse Girl to deliver her judgment. I hoist the strap of my handbag over my shoulder and stand up. It's time for Corpse Girl to usher in a new era of human suffering. June 15th, Monday morning.
A bizarre string of similar deaths in Tokyo over the weekend have left police and detectives completely baffled. We have Chief Detective Fujikawa at the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department in the studio today to discuss the events. According to eyewitness reports, a young woman plummeted to her death from an apartment building on Saturday morning. 2 other women suffered a similar fate in different locations late on Sunday night.
Oh, so all 3 of them from the prologue are dead.
Police have not yet released information on the identities of the young women. Would you care to share your thoughts, Detective Fujikawa?
We cannot rule out the possibility of homicide in these cases. Police recovered additional bodies at the site of each death. In each instance, a look-alike corpse matching the appearance of the victim was found. This cannot be mere coincidence. I believe that a single perpetrator is behind the deaths of all 3 women. Leaving a look-alike corpse at the scene of each crime seems to be some sort of psychotic calling card. It's clear that the death of each victim was premeditated. In cases like these, the perpetrator is often looking to be caught, even if only subconsciously. It won't take long to track them down. Once forensic analysis reveals the identities of the look-alike corpses, we will be able to uncover how and where they were obtained. We will bring the perpetrator to justice.
Police are urging citizens to be cautious in the coming weeks. If you see anyone behaving suspiciously, please call the following number.
Damn, this shit's really starting to blow up.
I love Tomoe.
Yeah, it's about time.
3 deaths in 1 weekend. Corpse Girl is on fire.
She couldn't have done it without you. And Kojiro. So, thanks. I know those corpse deliveries yesterday were rather last minute.
No problem. Had nothing better to do anyway.
I've still got 1 victim ready to conquer, but I'm not sure when to go through with it.
What's the issue?
It's someone I know.
So? Didn't bother you when we stuck it to that Emmy chick.
This is a little different. It's my sister.
Yo, hold up. You've got a sister?
Mm-hmm. Yuriko. She's older than me.
Shit. And like, someone requested her death through Corpse Girl's website?
Seems like it.
Jeez. What are the chances?
I'm wondering the same thing.
Well, think it over a bit longer. You might want to lay low for a while anyway. Sounds like Shinya's dad is all over this case.
Sorry? Shinya's dad?
Yeah, Noriko, did you forget, honey? And he is also the one that interrogated you and when you had your mental mall breakdown. There's been a lot that's happened, honey.
That detective guy, Fujikawa.
What? He's Shinya's dad?
Yep.
Yep, friggin' scary guy. Had an awkward dinner with him and Shinya a while back.
Wow. You know, I met him once before.
When I had a mental breakdown in the mall.
You did?
Yeah, I was threatening to kill people.
He certainly was intimidating. But don't worry, we only met by chance. Had nothing to do with Corpse Girl.
Alright, as long as he doesn't know your identity, you should be fine. Still, what's your next move?
I'll think over what to do about my sister for a little longer. But as soon as more requests come through the website, I'm going to fulfill them. I don't have the luxury of time. I can't just lay low like you said.
Sheesh, when did you grow a pair?
I'm serious. I'm tired of lagging behind. Corpse Girl is on a winning streak now. It's up to me to keep it going.
Okay, well, just let me know when you need me.
Thanks. I will.
Well, back to work or whatever.
I turn back to my computer after Tomoe leaves. 3 deaths in 1 weekend. Corpse Girl truly is at the top of her game. It was a bit of hard work, but in the end I managed to pull through, thanks to a bit of luck, of course. Yesterday, after returning home from the library, I had a sudden burst of inspiration. I ran a reverse image search on the photos of the 2 women that were submitted to Corpse Girl's website. It was pretty easy to locate their noise profiles thanks to that. I was kind of shocked when I saw that we all shared 2 mutual friends on noise, Emi Katsunu and Yuriko Kurosawa. A bit of digging through their profiles revealed their names to be Fuyumi and Manami. They both worked at the same store as Emi and my sister. It struck me then that all of these requests must be somehow related, but that didn't matter so much. Tracking down Amano's and Sachiko's addresses wasn't as difficult as I'd feared. I contacted Tomoe and she told me she was familiar with the store they worked at. She volunteered to head over there and see if she could access the employee records. Apparently, the whole job was so easy that she managed to walk in and out in 3 minutes flat. She said that none of the staff even batted an eyelid as she walked in, and she simply strode into the back room, rummaged through the filing cabinet, and snapped a photo of the employee contact sheet. With that information at our disposal, nothing stood in our way of delivering look-alike corpses to their homes. A few hours shared between the morgue and the factory, and it was done. Both Amano and Sachiko killed themselves within an hour of each other. So far, the kill rate of delivering a photo and then a corpse is 100%. I can only imagine the thoughts that must go through someone's mind when they are faced with their own corpse. The looming dread, hopelessness, and the fear of inevitability have proven to be so overwhelming that suicide becomes the only viable option. Because of this development, I've finally ruled out that the possibility of Corpse Girl's victim being murdered by some mysterious stranger. I only ever invented that theory due to the strange circumstance in which Ruri Hatano died. After all, she was hung from a scarecrow in an uncannily similar fashion to the corpse photo I invented for her. None of the other victims' deaths since have made me truly suspect that another party could be involved. All of them have clearly been suicides, or in the case of Aichi Hanada, coincidental accidents. Kotomi Ida's death was an outlier since she was likely killed out of self-defense. I'm about 90% certain that Corpse Girl's power lies in the ability to convince victims to end their own lives. There's no third-party murderer acting on her behalf. And I've begun to suspect that the power I hold is no esoteric arcane force. It's not some supernatural art. It's not witchcraft or sorcery or some holy power bestowed upon me from on high. The power Corpse Girl holds is simply determination, grit, resolve. My will to end lives is what drives me to craft convincing corpse photos and deliver look-alike cadavers. That in itself is enough to act as the knife twisting in a victim's side. It's enough to compel those weak of heart and weak of mind to end their lives. If that's all my power ends up being, I'm happy. I am happy that I can be the instrument that delivers Corpse Girl's justice, regardless of whether it's through mundane or mysterious methods. As long as victims continue to drop like flies in the wake of Corpse Girl's ascension, I will remain content. And this is only just the beginning. There are no new requests when I log into Corpse Girl's website this evening. I'm strangely okay with that. There's something I want to do before more requests come through anyway. I'm going to make some updates to the website, a few improvements that will considerably ease the workload placed upon Corpse Girl, Kojiro, and Tomoe. In the website's admin settings, I add a couple of extra data fields to the front page. Instead of just asking for a photo and a phone number, the website now requires a victim's address to be provided. This will ensure we can successfully deliver a corpse for every request. In addition, the site now asks for the victim's name. I have always been hesitant about requesting this specific detail. I never wanted to know the names of the people Corpse Girl will kill. It creates familiarity, and I always used to worry that it would prevent me from going through with a request. But more than all of that, I feared that I would delve too deep into somebody's life. I feared that I would become too attached, too entranced by standing on the outside and looking in. Knowing someone's name would have allowed me to easily find victims online and go down the rabbit hole of spying on their private lives. My voyeuristic fetishes would have defeated me. I know myself, and I know that I would have become far too interested in a person to carry out their death. It's the same reason why I never reverse image searched a victim's photo before yesterday. Now that things are escalating, now that Corpse Girl needs a victim's address to ensure a kill, I have to get past all of that. I have to be strong for Corpse Girl. I'm somewhat relieved that the timing is suitable. After all, I haven't been as aroused as usual when stalking people online. I don't know if my libido is just low or if I truly have become uninterested in such things. Either way, I believe I'm able to cope with the burden of extra knowledge, learning victims' names, addresses, and all that. It's going to work in Corpse Girl's favor. And I'm surely strong enough now to not give in to the temptation and succumb to the scopophilia that has plagued my existence for years. After adding the victim's name and address fields to the website, I decided to add one final touch. There's a particular line of text that describes how the site works. I've always liked it. It says your victim will receive a photo of their own corpse shortly before they die. It's concise and it perfectly sums up the intention of the website. However, it needs to be updated to correctly apply to Corpse Girl's new modus operandi. I changed the line ever so slightly, just enough to make a difference. It now reads, your victim will receive their own corpse shortly before they die. Some people might think it doesn't make sense. They'll think that maybe it's a typo or written by someone not familiar with the language, but it is completely intentional. Now that I have made all the changes to the website, I click the Save button in the admin panel. The changes are reflected immediately on the front page of the site. Corpse Girl's new and improved request form is online. With that done, I need to simply sit back and wait for some new requests to pour in. And it shouldn't take long once I put my next plan into motion, because I finally figured out how my sister can be of use to me after all these years. She's going to help me become famous. Yuriko Kurosawa's death will ensure that everybody in Japan knows the name Corpse Girl. Here we go. What are we gonna do to our own sister? June 16th, Tuesday morning. For the first time in a while, my fingers scrape against the bottom of the cabinet drawer.
Oh shit.
I fumble around and grab the last remaining burner phone in the drawer. It's a fairly modern handset from around 3 years ago. These newer models never retain their battery charge for more than a month or so when they've been inactive. Thankfully, it uses a generic charger, so I quickly plug it into the kitchen outlet and wait for it to return to life. I glance back down at the open drawer. It's completely empty now. I'm going to need to restock my supply of burners if I hope to continue with Corpse Girl's work. I nervously bite my fingernails at the thought. Getting these phones isn't easy. It's free, yes, but it's not easy. And if I get busted trying to lift a stack of them, that might very well be the end of me. I'll have to obtain as many new phones as possible at some point today. Once Corpse Girl kills my sister, my website is going to explode with new requests. I need to be as prepared as possible. I decide to finish getting ready for work while the burner charges. As much as I'd like to simply skip out and deal with my sister, I do need to pop into the office. Missing too many days is going to lead to getting fired, and that might compromise my mission. I take my medication, I apply my makeup, I pack my handbag. It's all so mundane, but it's also necessary. Each day is the same routine. There's comfort to be found in that, especially for someone like me, but sometimes I remember the excitement of finding myself in new situations, even if those situations end up with me lying in the muck of a bathroom floor or against the stone-cold tiles of a morgue. When I'm ready to leave the apartment, I snatch the burner phone up and check the battery. It's at around 40%. That should be plenty. I stash it in my handbag so it's ready for action when the time comes. I'm out the door at the same time as every other day. I find myself alone in the office well after the working day has ended. The entire floor is empty and silent. I shut down my computer and stretch my tense arms. I don't normally like staying back late, but sometimes it's necessary to get work done. And when I say work, I am of course referring to Corpse Girl's tasks. When I'm absolutely certain that everybody has gone home, I get out of my chair and wander listlessly around the office. It's kind of nice having the place to myself. It's like my apartment, only bigger and colder and without that terrible odor of mold that permeates the walls. I notice that quite a few people tend to leave their belongings belongings at their desks. Nothing too valuable, the occasional coat, hat, or pair of headphones. Should someone of low moral character wish to steal them, there would be nothing stopping them. I'm personally not interested in any of that. I walk to the other side of the office floor and reach the seniors' cubicles. Even the seniors leave important things lying around. There's a gift bag with a cake shop logo on the front, a company credit card, a few personal bank statements. But the contents of their desk drawers are where the real gold is found. As I rifle through one drawer in particular, I find exactly what I'm looking for. It's an old Noise brand phone, a few models earlier than my own. It slips into my handbag right alongside the burner phone I brought from home. I close the desk drawer gently and I trapeze into the next cubicle. Top drawer here contains a flip phone, a familiar classic. It'll serve me well. Into the handbag it goes. One of the main problems I have with this company, with any company in fact, is the wasteful attitude of management. Executives, seniors, and even some junior staff are provided with company phones. Basically, if you're expected to make calls on the job, the company will issue a phone so that you don't have to use your own. However, with the rapid evolution of modern technology, phones often find themselves replaced or upgraded well before they cease functioning. And management doesn't care about recycling or repurposing unused, obsolete phones. Am I really doing the wrong thing by taking these phones off the company's hands? It's not like I'm stealing personal property from employees. I'm only taking what the company is likely to write off as a business expense, and this is a multi-billion yen company. Are they really going to miss the odd, outdated device? I justified this to myself a long time ago. I'm ensuring these phones are used for a bigger purpose, and there's nothing bigger than fulfilling Corpse Girl's ambitions. As I swipe the fourth or fifth phone, I hear the ding of the elevator from across the office floor.
Shit.
Someone's here. I need to get away from the cubicles without being seen.
Noriko, is that you?
I must have ducked down a second too late because the voice identified me correctly. I scuttle forward on my knees just a little bit so that I'm not so close to the cubicles. When I get to my feet, I'm halfway between the senior employees area and the juniors' open plan desks.
Shinya?
Shinya walks over from the elevator to greet me.
Hi. You're here awfully late. What were you doing over there? That is, if you don't mind me asking.
Oh. I lent my USB drive to one of the seniors earlier and they didn't return it, so.
Oh. Did you find it?
Nope. Oh well. I'll ask about it tomorrow.
I could help you look if you like.
Seriously, it's okay. I'm about to head home anyway. What are you doing here?
I left my wallet at my desk. Can you believe it? Luckily, I remembered before I took Tomoe out for dinner. I would have appeared to be quite the buffoon if I'd been unable to pay for our meal.
Yeah, I suppose so. Hey, how are things anyway?
Things with Tomoe are great. We are truly in love.
Well, okay, not exactly what I meant, but how are things here? I mean, what happened with Kotomi and...
Ah, that whole kerfuffle. Can you believe Miss Ida is dead now? Is it wrong of me to say that I'm happy she's dead?
No.
Is that an awful thing to admit?
No. I gently shake my head, but I don't interrupt his train of thought.
It's so bizarre. Especially considering our relationship and how determined she was to end my career.
It bothers me that Shinya is still referring to the conflict between himself and Kotomi as a relationship.
But it would seem that she was the only one with animosity toward me. As such, the other executives said I'm welcome to work here as long as I like. In fact, they were even generous enough to give me a small salary raise.
Good.
Wow! That's great, Shinya. I'm really happy for you.
Thank you. It truly was a struggle there for a little while.
Before my brain can even register what I'm saying, the following words tumble out of my mouth. Oh no, here we go.
Do you want to talk about it?
Noriko, I know that I haven't been as open with you as I should have been. Maybe talking about it will help me put the whole thing behind me.
Uh-oh. I bite my tongue as I try to think of a way to back out of the situation.
Oh. You know, if you're uncomfortable talking to me, maybe Tomoe can help?
My objection is met with a smile. Looks like I'm in too deep now.
Tomoe means well. She really does. But whenever I bring up the subject, she becomes visibly angry. Many a death threat against Miss Ida has been made aloud. I wouldn't be all too surprised if Tomoe was the one who killed her. There certainly is a motive there, after all.
So you don't know who killed Kotomi?
I don't even think the police know that much. Father showed me the photos of the crime scene. Chances are that whoever did kill her was also killed in return. Though, as abusive as she was toward me, I never took her as the type to instigate a mass murder. She was an angry person, yes, but that seemed to stem from a lack of fulfillment. That's what I assume, anyway. And I think that's the reason she made her advances on me.
Shinya, I really am sorry. I'm so sorry that you had to go through such a traumatic experience.
I thought I was going to lose everything.
Shinya.
My job, my relationship. Miss Ida threatened to steal it all away from me. Just so she could experience some form of power, some small manner of pleasure.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up.
Why do people do those things, Noriko?
F those people. For real though.
What joy is there even to be found in...
I take my time to consider my reply. I'm probably not the best person for him to be having this discussion with, but all things considered, it does seem to be helping him to come to terms with things.
Shinya, what you went through with Kotomi, what she did to you, that's not what it's about. She never had the right to put you through that.
True.
I hope that one day, when you're comfortable and feeling healthy, I hope that you can make some good memories with Tomoe.
Yes. I hope so. Thank you, Noriko.
Don't mention it.
I don't know if my words were the right ones. What right do I have to talk about with what he went through? I can only hope that I managed to bring him some sort of comfort.
I better grab my wallet and get going. Don't want to keep Tomoe waiting. Say, would you like to join us, Noriko? Are you hungry at all?
Oh, I don't want to intrude on your romantic evening.
It's no trouble, really.
Maybe next time. I have some things I need to do tonight.
Okay, no problem. Well, see you later.
Shinya takes off towards his desk. I breathe a sigh of relief as I hoist my handbag up from the ground, feeling the reassuring weight of my newly acquired burner phones. I enter the elevator and give a polite wave to Shinya as the doors close.
Give me a call back when you leave the restaurant.
You want me to drive tonight?
It has to be tonight. We talked about this.
But
Please. Kojiro's on standby as well.
fine. Not like I've been dying to bring Shinya back to my place or nothing.
Don't push Shinya. Let him tell you when he's ready.
Yeah, I know. Look, I'll probably be out of the restaurant in an hour. That cool?
Yes, thanks.
Bye!
Bye!
Pretty late.
Come on, you're a night owl. What are you complaining about?
Just making chit-chat.
Well, instead of talking, how about you hold that flashlight still? I can't see what I'm doing with you waving it around.
Yes, ma'am.
Kojiro.
Nearly done anyway. Fucking Yuriko. This wouldn't be so difficult if she didn't have different haircuts in every single photo on her profile. I'm just going to have to estimate the length of her hair for now.
The corpse on the table in front of me looks like an uncanny clone of my sister. I snip away a little more hair from our fringe and then put the scissors aside.
You must be close.
The opposite.
Makeup's done!
Thanks. Looks good.
Tomoe beams as she puts the cap back on the lipstick in her hand.
I think we're done. Can you zip up the bag? I really need to wash my hands.
You got it, boss.
I step away from the corpse and plunge my hands in the ice-cold bucket of water on the factory floor. I have to admit that we've become pretty good at this whole thing. In just a week or so, we've managed to refine our art and synchronize our duties.
Okay, load her in the van. I'm going to send the corpse photo now.
You sure about this? You think she's gonna be awake this time of night?
I'm positive. This is the best time to do it.
According to her noise feed, Yuriko Kurosawa is currently attending a massive party. I'm sure the venue will be packed to the brim with her scumbag friends. She's been posting about it for days. It wasn't hard for me to find out all the information I needed since whoever organized the party posted it as a public event. Yuriko is about to receive a photo of her own corpse. And in less than an hour's time, she's going to receive her own carbon copy corpse in a body bag in front of at least 100 people. The mass panic that will break out is sure to be hilarious. I don't want to miss it, and I don't want to miss my sister's final moments. She's finally going to get what she deserves. I hate her so much. She's a low-life degenerate, a delinquent, the utter scum of the earth. And she never calls me. I doubt she remembers I even exist.
Ready to go?
I snap out of my thoughts and I look at the phone that I've been subconsciously holding in my feeble grip. It's the burner I picked up from home earlier this morning. Yuriko's corpse photo is glowing on the screen, ready to be launched into the network. I hit send.
Okay.
Kojiro nods and hauls the zipped up body bag onto his shoulder. The weight of the cadaver inside causes him to stumble a little, but he regains his balance and shuffles toward the factory entrance. I examine the body bag as Kojiro carries it. It's the same white HRP that we picked up from the morgue, but I made a rather nice adjustment to it. Big bold letters are scrawled along the sides in purple and black permanent marker. It says, "With love, from Corpse Girl." Underneath the massive letters in smaller script is Corpse Girl's website address. A scribble of a cute anime girl decorates the other side of the bag. It's the very same character that dances on Corpse Girl's website. Tomoe told me this was a bold move. Kojiro didn't seem to care. Yuriko Kurosawa is about to be publicly executed. Tonight is the night that Corpse Girl becomes known to the world. Here we go. This is the quietest house party I have ever witnessed. I only managed to catch a glimpse of it before Kojiro shields my eyes with his ice-cold hand. I want to object to him censoring my vision, but the smell of blood causes me to slump against his shoulder, and I resort to whimpering quietly as he places me gently on the ground. The vision of the house party from hell is still vivid behind my closed eyelids. It's not like I've been to too many house parties in my life. In fact, when I really think about it, I don't think I've ever been to a single one before this moment. But I've seen them on television. I've seen them in movies. They're always loud, music is blasting, people are dancing, drinking, making out. The scene I witnessed doesn't look like any of that. Pretty sure dead bodies don't line the floor at a regular house party. Oh no. I'm pretty sure trails of blood aren't on the guest list. Oh no. This party is weird. The walls are slashed, there's broken glass everywhere, specks of blood are dotted across the furniture. Someone in the next room is sobbing quietly, someone above, perhaps inside the ceiling, is groaning. Kojiro is sitting next to me now. I can imagine a bored expression hovering over his features. I think Tomoe is still in the van. She said something about not wanting to get messed up. I never planned on entering this party, but Kojiro dragged the body inside, then returned shortly after and told me I should come take a look. So here I am. Here I am, blinded by Kojiro's misguided attempt to protect me from the carnage I will willingly unleash. I asked him if he killed all the people here. He said no. I suppose I believe him. I managed to squint through a gap in Kojiro's fingers momentarily. The blurred shapes of 4 or 5 bodies are on the floor in front of us. Oh my gosh. There's a stray arm lying limply on a chair that's currently unaccounted for. Kojiro presses down firmly against my face and my vision darkens once more. I hear his voice and imagine his calm demeanor in my mind.
Thoughts?
Don't know.
I haven't managed to sort my head out just yet.
Your sister's over there. Well, a corpse that looks like her, at any rate.
Give me a second.
Okay.
Kojiro releases his grip from my face. I stand, I tiptoe forward, stumbling thanks to my still blurry eyes. Trigger warning. I can make out the shape of a sofa close to the wall and I approach it carefully. Oh my gosh. Yep, that's her sister for sure.
Hey, Yuriko. Long time no see.
She doesn't respond.
You don't look so hot.
Oh my gosh, Noriko!
Guess I'm prettier now, huh?
Oh my god.
Why do you never call me?
Noriko.
Whatever. I wouldn't answer the phone anyway.
She doesn't say anything. The sound of someone grunting behind me doesn't interrupt my concentration. I assume it's just Kojiro clearing his throat.
Have you seen Mother lately? I haven't heard from her in a while. I'm sure she's fine. Are you still on parole? I heard you were working at a clothing store. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm working for Temujin at the moment.
Yuriko nods. Does she?
It's okay. There are worse jobs, I'm sure. How did you get that cut across your throat? Does it hurt?
I reach forward and slip my fingers into Yuriko's gashed throat. Noriko! When I remove them, I frown at the red blood dripping down into the gaps between my knuckles. Oh my god.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Remember when you bandaged me up after I busted my knee? You said Mother would be mad if she found out that you hurt me. So you tried your best to fix me up before she got home?
Noriko, there's a lot of stuff you just gotta deal with, honey, and this is not the way to deal with it. Good lord. This is just trauma on top of trauma, honey.
She found out, though. I think she's going to find out about this, too. There's no way you can keep this from her, Yu.
Yuriko smiles gently. I wipe the blood onto my skirt.
Oh? Him? That's Kojiro. He's a friend.
Noriko, what the hell is going on, honey?
No, there's nothing between us.
I hear the grunt. I hear the grunt from behind me once more.
I know. You're actually nicer than I remember. Why couldn't you ever be this nice when we were kids? If you'd been this nice to me, then maybe I wouldn't have spent my entire teenage life wishing you would drop dead. Oh, I guess my wishes came true after all.
Yuriko laughs along with me. It doesn't sound like the laugh I remember. It's more like a gurgle. Like she has something caught in her throat. A trickle of blood pours from between her lips and she coughs.
Oh, do you need a tissue?
Oh, she's still alive. Oh, God.
Here.
I unzip my handbag and retrieve a tissue, then hand it to Yuriko. She tilts her head and sprays the rest of the blood from her mouth.
Fuck you, Noriko.
Okay.
Oh my God.
I gotta go. Say hi to Father for me, okay?
I leave Yuriko behind. Oh my God. Oh my God. After making my way out of the cursed home, I find Kojiro waiting by the van. Tomoe has shut herself inside and rolled up all the windows.
I think we're done here.
Okay. Leave this here?
He lazily indicates the body bag on the ground.
Yeah, I guess so. We didn't need it after all.
Guess not.
Kojiro slaps his broad hands across his trousers. Dusting them off, he cocks his neck to the side and stretches his limbs. I make an attempt to reach for the van's door, but Kojiro stops me.
Not curious about what happened?
Only a little. She's dead, though. Or dying. That's all that matters. Oh, actually, give me 1 second.
I quickly dart back inside the house. Noriko, what? I weave across the room and duck behind the sofa once more. Yuriko is silent and unmoving. I do my best to push her body to the side with my skeletal arms. She budges an inch or two and I find what I'm looking for. Her phone, buried between her ass and the carpet. I turn on the screen and find there's no fingerprint or passcode lock. The photo of Yuriko's corpse, the very same photo that I sent to her earlier, is still on the screen.
I guess she did receive the photo then. Maybe that's all it took this time. She must have been pretty freaked if she killed all the people here. This is like the Kotomi Ida situation all over again.
My voyeuristic tendencies flare up and I decide to look through the rest of her photos. I swipe across the screen just once and nearly jump out of my skin. Yuriko received a photo right before she received the one I sent. It arrived 10 minutes before my photo. Oh. It's another image of a corpse. Another photo depicting her death, but it's completely different than the one I crafted.
What the fuck?
Someone else sent Yuriko Kurosawa a photo of her own corpse only 10 minutes before I did? Yuriko received a corpse photo from somebody else? What is going on? I examined the photo in detail. It's well made, just like my own work. If I didn't know any better, it would be easy to assume that I made this. But what stands out the most is the writing on the bottom of the image. It simply says stab Shuji at the party. Who the hell is Shuji? Is he here? Is he one of the dead bodies scattered across this accursed house? I quickly discard the thoughts of Shuji. A more important question has come to my attention. Is someone else crafting corpse photos and sending them to people? Does Corpse Girl have a copycat? An imitator? But why target Yuriko? Why target somebody whose death was requested through Corpse Girl's website? I can't process this right now. It's already past midnight and I'm utterly exhausted. I shove Yuriko's phone into my handbag and get the hell out of the house. June 17th, Wednesday morning. Today is not a suitable day to go to the office. Today is not a suitable day to wake up and shower. Today is not a suitable day to force those tiny pills down my throat. Oh, Noriko, here we go, honey. Today is the day to lay in bed and rest my face on the pillow caked with yesterday's makeup. I don't know what time it is. I don't really care. My phone has buzzed several times, but I simply don't have the energy to reach over and look at it. I want to just stay here and be warm and comfortable and not think about anything. I don't want to think about the house party last night, but I keep thinking about it. I don't want to think about finding Yuriko's body in that irritating, useless space between the sofa and the wall. I don't want to think about my sister's final words to me, those bitter syllables that she used all of her remaining strength to force between her blood-soaked lips. I don't want to think about the fact that I'd probably have said the same thing to her if I was in her position. I don't want to think about the possibility that someone else was responsible for Yuriko's death. It was supposed to be Corpse Girl. Me. I was supposed to be responsible for my sister's death. Somebody else caused her death. How dare they steal that from me? How dare they? A copycat, a nobody. The more that I don't think about it, the more I find myself thinking about it. Think. Why would somebody copy Corpse Girl's methods? How would somebody copy Corpse Girl's methods? Corpse Girl's mine. Corpse Girl belongs to me. I'm not infamous enough yet to have an imposter. Surely, I'd be kidding myself with delusions of grandeur to think that I've earned an imitator. But the fact remains that somebody sent Yuriko a corpse photo that was meticulously edited and just as convincing as anything I could make. And those instructions: stab Shuji at the party. Stab Shuji. Did Yuriko do it? Did she pull a knife and slit Shuji's throat? What about the other people at the party lying cold on the floor? Did she kill them as well? Did Yuriko imitate Kotomi Ida's final moments and cut down a swath of people, all in an effort to spare her own life? And then, who turned the knife on Yuriko? Someone acting in self-defense? Did she kill them too? There are too many questions and not nearly enough answers to satisfy my hungry mind. In an effort to find a silver lining in the whole situation, I think about how Kojiro left the body bag at the party. Hopefully, the police will discover the corpse and link Corpse Girl to the murder scene. Her name and website are written all over the HRP after all. Everything might work out as long as Corpse Girl claims the credit of the deaths. My popularity still has a chance of skyrocketing. My website will be inundated with new requests from people begging for me or Corpse Girl to kill on their behalf. Yes, last night's slaughter may actually be the best thing that could have happened. I'll happily steal the credit to propel Corpse Girl's name into the stars. I roll over and bite my pillow until it's soaked through with saliva and blood, and I scream until my lungs give out. Oh, Noriko. Here we go, spiraling again. The house party from hell is all over the news. It's being live streamed, it's all over noise, it's all anyone is talking about. I didn't expect anything less. A dozen or so people dead, a corpse in a body bag, a cryptic message with love from Corpse Girl. The police are trying desperately to put all the pieces together. That Detective Shinya's father has his face plastered over every news outlet. He says the whole event is linked to the previous string of murders, the ones with corpses decorated to look like the victims.
Of course it's linked, you utter dipshit. It's all Corpse Girl's doing. It says so on the fucking body bag.
Except this wasn't Corpse Girl's doing. But the more I lie to myself, the better I feel. I'm the only one who knows that a copycat was responsible for the deaths. Only one who has seen the photo with the instructions to kill Shuji. I've still got Yuriko's phone, that all-important piece of evidence that will surely serve me better than the police. According to various threads on Noise channel, the police tried to redact the image of the body bag with the Corpse Girl's website written on it. But once something is on the internet, it's pretty much impossible to remove it. The fact that the police wanted it deleted only served to increase the speed at which the image spread. 1,000 posts around the web are all asking the same thing. Who's Corpse Girl? Apparently a lot of people are too scared to visit the website. They fear it might incriminate them. Like the police are ready to knock down the door of anyone who visits the site. Yeah, right. That reluctance, that hesitance, hasn't conquered the hearts of the truly curious. Corpse Girl's website has received over 1,000 visitors today. The overwhelming majority of the IP addresses accessing the site are based in Tokyo. Even though the murderers are known all over Japan, the news outlet in Tokyo are really having a field day with it. I expected most of the web traffic to be local, but it's still nice to see some visitors from elsewhere. Osaka, Kyoto, Sapporo, Fukuoka. Hell, there were even 2 hits from the USA. Corpse Girl is finally becoming well known. However, despite the influx of web traffic, not a single request has been made. I pout in annoyance as I stare at my laptop screen. The request inbox shows no unread messages. It's almost too difficult to believe. I wonder if the changes I made to the site's front page have deterred people from using it. I'm asking for a lot more information now. A victim's name and address are now necessary to submit a request. I'm about to shut down my laptop in annoyance when a little detail grabs my attention. The last message in the request inbox. It's stamped with the time and date. Today, 5:45 p.m., about 15 minutes ago. Huh? This request can't have come through this evening. It's been marked as read, which means I've already opened it. Curious. I click on the message. The photo that downloads is of somebody I have never seen before. An unremarkable man, but someone that I would instantly recognize if I had previously opened this request. I returned to the inbox and examined the times and dates of each message in closer detail. Every message is marked as read, so I had assumed all of these were requests from previous days, but it would have seemed that I was wrong. The messages are all from today. There's an entire page full of requests that have been made just since this morning, 25 in total. Holy shit. Why are they all marked as read? I haven't seen any of these. I madly open all of them. The photos of victims quickly download in succession and I skim through them. Not a single familiar face. What's going on? As I'm making my way through each message, a brand new request pops up at the top of the screen. I'm about to click on it when it suddenly turns gray. The tiny little closed envelope icon next to the message transforms into an open envelope right before my eyes. I'm struck with a single terrifying thought. Somebody is reading the requests before me. Somebody somehow has gained access to Corpse Girl's request inbox, and they are reading every single new request before I do. Somebody else has access to these requests. I can't believe it. I'm so shocked that I don't know what to do. I stare blankly at the screen, my mouth hanging open in disbelief. Has somebody hacked into my site? In a desperate bid to regain my composure and a measure of control, I hunch over the laptop and begin tapping at the keyboard. I access the site's security settings in order to check the most recent visitors. All the traffic is only accessing the front page of the website as it should be, but one other user has accessed the site's admin panel directly. Security settings show that 2 people are currently logged into the admin panel, myself and some stranger. I look up the IP address of the visitor and find that it's based in Tokyo. Perhaps someone who saw the news report about Corpse Girl decided to try hacking into my website. I cannot abide to blasphemous transgression like this. How dare they set foot upon my holy soil? I'm burning with rage as I click into the site's advanced security settings.
I'll change my password. I'll ban the hacker's IP address. I'll kill them! I'll kill them for defiling Corpse Girl's website!
All right, Noriko. June 18th, Thursday afternoon.
You heard me.
Yeah, so?
Can't you track them down? Don't you have, connections?
Noriko's getting desperate.
Me? Already hooked you up with cadavers. Don't know what else you want.
I want you to find this hacker and let me strangle them to death!
Jeez. I'm no computer genius. Take it to the police.
You've gotta be kidding me.
Of course.
So what am I supposed to do?
Find someone else. Besides, you still owe me.
Excuse me? What exactly do I owe you?
My share of the corpses. Remember our deal? It's take with you. We're supposed to share.
Oh, come on. What do you need me for? You're capable of getting the cadavers yourself now that you know how. Just ask Tomoe to drive for you.
Can I store them at the factory?
Store them? For how long?
Don't know. Weeks?
They'll rot.
That's why I won't take them home.
It'll stink up the whole place.
We had a deal.
They did have a deal.
Fine. Store them at the factory. I don't care. What do you want them for, anyway?
Tut. Not allowed to ask.
Kojiro, you're being creepy.
Good luck with your hacker. Gotta go.
Right. Thanks for nothing.
All good in the hood?
Definitely not good in the hood. Definitely not, girl.
Sure, whatever.
Noriko. I'm not in the mood for Tomoe right now. I just want to get back to work, get the day over with, and go home.
Come on, cheer the fuck up. There's gotta be someone who can find that hacker.
Well, I don't know anyone.
Yeah, me neither. How many requests did you say there were?
70 when I looked this morning.
70? Jeez.
Jeez.
How am I gonna deliver that many, you know what?
Keep your voice down.
I said, you know what? I didn't say nothing incriminating.
I don't know, okay? Is that what you want to hear?
No need to snap at me.
Just shut up for a minute, will you? I can't think when you're around.
Noriko, honey.
Wow, sorry. Fucking skank.
Tomoe's words hang in the air long after she's gone. It doesn't take a genius to figure out that her usage of the word skank wasn't affectionate like usual. I curse under my breath and return to my desk. I feel like I'm drowning under the stress at the moment. Everything is piling up on me, forcing me down, pushing my head underwater, and taking away my will to even fight back. 70 odd requests to work through. A hacker with access to my website. Even if I've managed to block them temporarily, I'm sure they'll return. And then there's the copycat responsible for my sister's death. It's all becoming too much. I don't feel like I'm in control anymore. I don't feel like stoic, unflinching Noriko. I don't even feel like Corpse Girl. Poor, defiled Corpse Girl with hackers prodding her and copycats mocking her. If I don't feel like Noriko and I don't feel like Corpse Girl, then just who the fuck am I? June 19th, Friday night.
Thank you for meeting me after work. I hope you don't mind eating at this restaurant.
Of course, it's no trouble.
It's nice to see you. I feel like we only ever talk on the phone these days.
Yeah. Is something troubling you?
I'm not really sure why I asked Oi to meet me. Part of me wants someone to talk to. I want to vent and unleash my frustrations. But another deeper, darker part of me just wants to throw everything away and hold her in my arms and let her tell me that everything will be okay.
Noriko, you've got a weird look on your face.
Sorry.
You can talk to me.
I'm kind of swamped at the moment. Do you ever get that feeling that you're drowning underneath the weight of everything? That no matter what you do, you'll never escape your situation?
See, it gets complicated because there's dead bodies involved with all this, but like, you did this and you weren't prepared for it, but you wanted it. It's just, ugh.
What am I saying? Of course you get it. You've been through so much shit.
Noriko, we've both been through a lot. School wasn't easy for either of us. I know you better than anyone. I know everything about you.
Does she? She might know more than we know. She might know more about us than we know that we think she knows about us.
That's true.
It comforts me when I remember just how close Oi and I used to be, but times have changed. I've changed. I might as well be a completely different person these days. There are things about me that Oi doesn't know, things that make up who I am, who Corpse Girl is.
I guess I'm just overwhelmed. Maybe I need a vacation.
A vacation, huh? That does sound nice. Okay. Dream vacation destination. Go.
Somewhere sunny? Don't laugh at me!
I just can't imagine you in the sun.
Seriously. You said dream vacation, so... yeah. In my dreams, I'd like to go somewhere sunny. Maybe Hawaii or Australia. Could you imagine me with a tan?
You should go. Go to Hawaii or Australia or wherever. Do something good for yourself.
Aoi, come on. You know it's not that simple.
But why not?
Really? How can you, of all people, ask me that?
What's that supposed to mean?
Uh-oh.
You can't even leave your apartment without checking that the light is off, or that the faucet isn't running. You need to check, like, 10 or 20 times.
I'm aware. At least I can go out.
Hey, I'm out right now, aren't I?
Are you?
Excuse me?
Does a safe little place like this even count? How is this any different than your tiny apartment?
It's completely different. I'm surrounded by people, and...
It's the same. You don't go anywhere new. You're too terrified to step outside of your comfort zone.
Oh, come on. You can't talk. You couldn't even start working at the office with me because you were too anxious to leave your apartment.
That's not fair. If I'm not certain about everything, then it's too hard to... Why are we fighting? We both know what we're battling with, so... why?
She's got a good question.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too.
We sit in an uncomfortable silence for a while. Every now and then, Oi shuffles in her seat and checks her phone. I said some nasty things to her. Sometimes I talk before I can even think twice about what I'm saying.
Aoi? Tell me about your dream vacation.
Mine? I'd actually like to go somewhere colder. I like the cold. I like to wrap up in blankets and sip hot cocoa. Maybe a winter getaway to Switzerland or Norway.
That doesn't sound half bad. There's something nice about snuggling up in the cold.
Right? I'm glad you agree.
You think we'll ever get away?
I am certain we will.
Maybe we could go somewhere together.
Maybe. By the way, I wanted to tell you that I'll be leaving the maid cafe soon.
Really? That's great! What does your manager think?
She pauses before answering. I'm not sure if she's thinking or trying to build suspense or...
I think he's had a change of heart. He said I can do what I want.
That's fantastic, Aoi.
It's a relief, that's for sure. My last shift is tomorrow. After that, I'll finally be able to escape that one guy.
Good. Oi hangs her head. She doesn't have to say anything more. I know that she's talking about her stalker, that disgusting guy that makes advances on her at work. I'm sad that it had to come to Oi quitting her job in order to escape him, but a solution is a solution.
What will you do for work?
I'm sure something will come up. I have a bit of money tucked away, so I'm not too worried. And my boyfriend has a good job, so he can probably help out.
Boyfriend?
Your boyfriend?
I'm slightly shocked that Oi dropped that nugget of information so casually. Since when has she been seeing somebody? She's never spoken of a boyfriend before. A sharp knife carved from jealousy pricks my heart, and I have to look away from her in order to hide the tears welling in my eyes.
We've been together for a little while. His name is Junpei. He's great. Actually, he's going to pick me up in a little bit.
Junpei. I hate him already. I hate the sound of his name, and I hate the stupid-looking face that my imagination cooks up. Has he kissed Oi? Has he touched her? Has he slept with my Oi? Oh, Noriko. You need help, honey. Noriko. This woman. Oh my god.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
Oi's phone vibrates against the table. She glances at the screen and lets out a tiny squeal.
Oh, he's here now. I'll introduce you.
Thanks.
I cut myself off and ignore Oi's quizzical stare. Oi stands up and looks towards the door. She claps her hands in excitement and waves at a broad, bumbling man staggering toward our table.
Hey, babe.
Junpei. Look at this guy. Look at his lecherous eyes, his drooling mouth, his disheveled clothes. Oi is dating this fucker? She could have had anyone she wanted. She could have had me. She could have had my gorgeous body. I would give myself to her anytime she wants. She picked Junpei over me?
Is your friend?
Yes. Junpei, this is Noriko.
Sup?
Sup?
Hi.
Aoi talks about you a lot.
She does?
Probably.
We're going to go catch a movie. Would you like to join us, Noriko?
Nah, babe, remember you said we were gonna...
Junpei?
It's fine. I've got stuff to do.
Woo.
Oh, okay. Maybe next time.
Maybe.
Well, see you.
Lates.
Bye.
Oi grabs Junpei's arm and the two lumber away. I give up. I clearly can't compete with what Junpei has to offer her. I'm over her anyway. I had my chance in senior high school and I blew it. I've moved on. That was my conviction, right? I want her so badly. But I'll just keep moving forward. I'll find someone else to fill the void until I can have her. I'm over her. Noriko, get some help! I'm over all of this. Junpei isn't even worth killing. I don't have the time to waste it on him anyway. I have something like 70 requests to work on. I don't have time to be relaxing here. I need to go home and work and fulfill Corpse Girl's ambitions. If I do that, maybe I can get over Oi. And if Corpse Girl becomes famous enough, maybe Oi will respect me and love me and we can be together and we can go to Hawaii or Australia or Switzerland or Norway and drink hot cocoa in the sun and snuggle up together to stay cold, and we can get over our fears and anxiety together, and we will always be happy even if Junpei dies and Oi wouldn't even care about it and she could just kiss me on the beach and we'd be so happy together. Everything would be so much better if Corpse Girl could get her shit together and just pull herself up from my mind and not drown in the endless thoughts of what if and who and why that circulate like draining water within my brain. Everything would be so much better if Oi just loved me like I love her. Honey, you can't force people to love you. But for now, I'm over her. Okay, clearly, I have work to do. The music. Each corpse blurs into the next. They all look the same to me now. Each cause of death is just an insignificant fact, just a bullet point, a tiny detail to be incorporated into a photo. I've lost track of how many photos I've created tonight. 20? 30? But the requests keep coming in. I thought there were 70, but there's so many more now. 200, 300, I can't waste my time counting them. This one is going to die from a baseball bat to the face. This one is going to drown. This cute guy is going to sever his own head, and this pretty girl will electrocute herself. They're all going to leave beautiful corpses, and beautiful photos. We'll have fun collecting corpses that look like these victims. Me and Tomoe and Kojiro will apply makeup to each corpse, and we'll dress them up and we'll zip them up in cute little body bags and put a nice little ribbon on top and deliver them to our victims. And each one will die and turn and leave behind a beautiful corpse. Beautiful corpses all over Tokyo. Beautiful, 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 just like me. So slim and skeletal and perfect, so real. Each corpse will look just a little bit like me. Gorgeous. Kojiro called me gorgeous once. Oi has never called me gorgeous. I don't have enough burner phones to send out all of these photos. I'll have to use each phone multiple times. Maybe I can send 10 photos from a phone before I dump it. That's a good idea. It will reduce the amount of work. We also won't have enough room in the van to collect so many corpses from the morgue. We'll have to make a few trips back and forth from the morgue to the factory to the morgue. I wonder how many bodies we can fit inside at once. 5, 10, 15 if we stack them all on top of each other. I wonder if I could squeeze in between them instead of sitting in the passenger seat. I'm pretty small, I'm pretty skinny. I could probably zip myself up in a body bag and hide amongst the cadavers and pop out and scare Kojiro when he opens up the van to unload them. Boo, haha, got you, Kojiro. Bet you didn't know I was in here with the corpses. Bet I look just like them, don't I? Can you unzip a body bag from the inside? I'll have to try it out. I can imagine Kojiro's shocked expression when I pop out, like a naked singer bursting out of the birthday cake. Maybe I could strip down before I get into the body bag. I bet he'd like that. I bet he'd like to see me slide out of the body bag completely bare with my pale skin and my bony arms and my scrawny legs. His eyes would pop out of his skull when he looks at my prominent ribcage and my hips and my tiny flat breasts. He'd probably think about it every night before he goes to sleep and fantasize about me and my perfect body, and he'd dream about cuddling up with me in the body bag and hiding between the cadavers in the van. Whoa. Whoa.
Boo!
Is this actually happening or is this a fantasy? Oh my god.
Got you!
Fuck. What the fuck, Noriko?
I pull the top of the body bag down around me and let my chest breathe in the morning sunlight.
Boo! Boo!
My naked skin tingles from the fresh air. I don't think I've ever exposed this much skin to the sun. I giggle and watch Kojiro step back.
Boo! Got you! You didn't know I was in here!
I wrestle my arms free and make an L shape with my hand, press it against my forehead.
Kojiro's a loser! Kojiro didn't know I was in here! Na 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 na!
I was wondering why you wouldn't answer your phone. You're naked.
Boo! Climb in here with me!
You okay?
Climb in!
I unzip the body bag further to make room for Kojiro, but he doesn't advance. He simply stands outside the van, staring at me in disbelief.
1 sec.
He pulls his phone out of his pocket and presses it to his ear.
Yeah, found her. Back of the van. Yeah, in an HRP. Okay.
Kojiro hangs up the phone and puts his hands on his hips.
Your clothes in here too?
Dunno, but I'm very cold. Come warm me up.
You're lucky we didn't leave the factory yet. These deliveries can wait. Go inside, get dressed.
Can't leave the body bag. I'm naked.
Shit.
Kojiro returns his phone to his face. Oh my god. What is happening?
Can you bring her some clothes? Mad.
Kojiro approaches the van. He ducks his head under the roof and stares into my eyes.
Tomoe's coming outside. She has clothes.
Not gonna wear them. I'm a corpse now. I'm corpse girl.
Okay.
Jeez. Oh gosh.
What the actual fuck? Noriko, put these on.
Tomoe appears from nowhere and thrusts her hand out. In her fist is a shirt and a pair of tracksuit pants, but they don't belong to me.
This is all I have with me. Take them.
I reach out to grab the clothes, but then I push Tomoe's hand aside at the last second and send the garments flying out of the van.
Little bitch.
Look at me. I'm a corpse. I'm corpse girl. Get inside the body bag with me, Tomoe. I want to snuggle.
Noriko, you are freaking out, honey.
Ain't no way in hell that's gonna happen. You finally cracked.
Yes.
I think this is serious.
No way. You think? She's lost her mind. We gotta take her home.
Yeah. Noriko, get out of the van. Sit in the passenger seat.
No!
Noriko, please. We're worried about you. We're gonna take you home.
I don't have a home. I'm a corpse, remember? Take me to the morgue!
I perform my best corpse impression by sticking my tongue out of my mouth and rolling my eyes back. When nobody laughs, I decide to laugh for them.
Right.
I'm with Kojiro on this one.
Enough.
Kojiro climbs into the van and grabs my wrists.
Let me go!
He forces my arms into the body bag, so they're pinned by my sides. I can't fight him off. He's far stronger than I'll ever be. He pulls up the zipper on the body bag until it completely envelops me. Then he pushes me backward so that I fall against the stack of cadavers. Oh my god. The van's door slams shut as soon as he climbs out. It's dark. I hear shuffling around outside and then the revving of an engine.
We're going to the morgue! We're going to the morgue!
I sing as loud as I can, but I don't think they can hear me.
Morgue! Morgue! Going to the morgue!
I laugh until I can't breathe, and then I decide to suffocate for a little bit. Noriko! Oh my god, honey. Act 2, Kojiro. 1 month later. We are going to leave it there. I think Noriko losing her ever-loving mind is a good way to end off. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and watch the other videos on the screen. It really means more than you know. But thank you for being here. You can call me phoebzorphoebe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!